Welcome back to another episode of Anansi's Tales, Myths, Fables, Folklore. Today, we have a reframe of an old story. Sometimes it's told with different animals and settings. This can vary by household, community, region, etc., but the core of the story is the same: the elephant and the lion. Now, back in the days when the world was new and the animals still talked over the same fence, there was a lion and there was an elephant. The lion, he was a king on the grass, but he was a stone in the water. He couldn't swim a lick. The elephant, now, he was built like a mountain, but moved through the river like a cloud. They were partners, you see, high living partners. Every evening, they'd sit on the muddy bank and look across the water. On the other side, the people would leave out baskets of fried fish, sweet cakes, and roasted corn. The smell would drift over the river and tickle the lion's nose until his stomach growled like thunder. Brother Elephant, the lion purred, your back is wide as a porch. If you carry me across, I'll keep the people away while we feast on them fine tings. The elephant, being a creature of a kind heart, said, climb on up, Brother Lion. They went across. They ate until their bellies were tight as drums. But on the way back, the lion got real sleepy. He let out a long yawn and, scritch, scratch, he stretched his heavy paws. Those claws dug deep into the elephant's gray skin. Ow! Cried the elephant. Brother Lion, you tearing my hide. The lion just blinked his sleepy eyes. Don't mind that. It is just my nature to stretch when I'm full. The next day, the smell of honey bread came over the water. The elephant's wounds were still stinging, but he thought, maybe he won't do it again. I know he'll see them scratches from yesterday. They crossed, they feasted, they headed back. But sure enough, halfway across the deep water, the lion let out a roar of satisfaction and, rip slash, he dug those claws in even deeper than before. Brother Lion, the elephant trumpeted in pain, you are scarring me up something serious. The lion just licked his chops. I know, brother, but it's my nature. A lion's gotta stretch. You can't get mad at a lion for his nature. On the third day, the lion was waiting by the bank, licking his whiskers. Ready to go, Brother Elephant? I can smell the smoked meats from here. The elephant didn't say much. He hadn't said much all morning. He just nodded and said, climb on up. They crossed. They ate more than they ever had before. The lion was so full he could barely walk. He hopped onto the elephant's back, ready for his nap. As they reached the middle of the river, where the water is dark, cold, and fast, the lion began to twitch. He opened his mouth wide to let out a yawn, and his claws started to unsheath like 10 sharp knives. But before those claws could find a single inch of flesh, the elephant's ears gave a little flick. Oh, looky there. It's that time, Brother Lion, the elephant called out. Huh? The lion asked, his claws just grazing the skin. The elephant didn't answer with words. He gave a mighty heave of his shoulders. He tilted his big body to the left, then he gave a sudden, slippery roll to the right. Splash! The lion hit the water like a sack of lead. He came up sputtering, splashing, and pawing at the air, his golden mane looking like a drowned rat. Help me, he choked. I can't swim. Why did you do that? The elephant stood steady in the current, watching the lion bob up and down, thrashing about. Oh, don't mind that, Brother Lion, the elephant said, his voice as cool as the river. It's just my nature to take a quick bath on any third day I'm in this river. An elephant's got to do what his nature tells him, right? The elephant turned his back and trekked to the shore, leaving the lion to see where his nature gets him in the middle of a river. And from that day to this, You won't see an elephant carrying a lion. They might share the land, but they sure don't share the ride.